Assalamu alaikum everyone. For this episode, we've shared some great tips about our sleeping schedules, answered some questions from you guys. Thank you very much for your input, and got to know more about the benefits of the last 10 days of Ramadan, and maybe a bonus insight on our lives. So go ahead and grab a delicious snack, sit back, relax, and let us take you on an incredible journey. Don't forget to follow us on our Instagram accounts for all the latest updates and exciting content. Let's get started.
You are now listening to the Castronics podcast.
Hosted by MBS, Mariam and Hajar.
Weekly episodes are coming up, so stay tuned.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone. Welcome back to the Castronics podcast. So today we're going to be talking about a few topics touching all of you, and I think a lot of us are going to be relating to that. So far, 20 days of Ramadan have passed. How do you guys feel about that?
It passed by so fast.
Yeah, I can't believe it, and
I
it's
know,
like
right?
uni took most of it. I'm sad.
Time flies.
Yes.
Especially in Ramadan.
And what was your experience like spending Ramadan away from family? Was it your first time, Haja?
No, it's actually my second time.
Your second Ramadan away from family. How about you?
Oh, same. I know. Third. Mine's the third time because one COVID, one when I just came back, and now. So 3 times. It's my third Ramadan.
I actually
Interesting.
also spent COVID.
You had COVID Ramadan
COVID
too?
Ramadan, yeah.
Did you have also COVID Eid?
Yes.
2020.
I got idea. Yeah, I did.
Good for you.
I got idea. KTF gave me 5 ringgits. It was so nice.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so sweet of them.
Yes.
That's
So
actually really
considerate.
cute.
Yeah, it was so sad.
Like
Anyways.
this. So for me, it's my 4th year at UTM. So guess the number of Ramadan that I've passed here.
4 Ramadans.
No, it's my second Ramadan.
What a loser. Wait, how?
How? Let me explain. So the first Ramadan was during COVID. So I was forced to stay here. Then as soon as the borders were open, I traveled back to Saudi. And then I spent the next 2 Ramadans at home. And this is going to be the second Ramadan for me here in UTM.
Wait, what about last April?
Last April, I wasn't here. I came back after Eid. So like a
I
week
hate you.
after Eid.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah. So I spent 2 Ramadan at home.
Oh my god,
There
I
you go.
hate you so much.
People getting lucky in their lives. So yeah, but honestly, for me, this Ramadan is Ramadaning pretty well, if that makes sense.
Lucky you.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm actually enjoying it. How about you?
Lucky you. That's
Really?
all I can say. It's like passing by. I think it's harder for us. I don't know how. Like I don't get motivation to do anything. It's weird.
It's actually, for me, it's actually my first Ramadan. It's my first Ramadan where I attend uni and have Ramadan at the same time. Because COVID Ramadan, it was online.
I see.
The university was online. So for me, it was actually really hard to cope. Because like studying and then going to uni and then waking up at 8 a.m. Actually, yeah.
It's because of uni, you know. They should have given it like a long holiday. It's fine. It's okay. It happens, you know.
So here's the thing. In Saudi, for example, it used to be like that. Whenever it was Ramadan, they would literally squeeze it in the summer vacation. But now Ramadan is literally in the middle of the school calendar. So you can't do that anymore. So you gotta live with it, I guess.
But like at least make the 8 a.m. classes at least start later, you know?
Be considerate of those who are fasting and low on energy and are sleepless and sad and away from their homes and their families, and they can't and they can't eat their mom's food or their grandma's food.
It's fine.
Yes, it's okay.
It's gonna be okay.
Yes.
It's interesting how you talked about sleeping schedules, because I'm actually having a hard time fixing mine. So I was reading the other day. So there was a study saying that nowadays you have a higher proportion of young people getting Alzheimer and all sorts of disease that are caused by a lack of sleep and a very bad sleeping habit. And I'm actually struggling with fixing my sleep. I don't know if I'm actually struggling or I didn't actually try to fix it like actively. I think it's the former. But do you guys have any solution for that?
I have the
Because I
solution
think a
for
lot of
you.
people can relate, especially here in Ramadan. Like in Ramadan, it's really hard to have a proper sleeping schedule, because literally, so you come back from school, from uni, and you gotta study. Then it's iftar time. Then you have tarawih. Then after that, probably want to go back to study because you haven't studied enough, and then you end up sleeping at like 2 or 3 a.m. So it's really bad. Like it's messed up.
Okay, so my solution fixes everything except one, and I'll tell you the one point it doesn't fix later. So how it goes, you basically sleep at 12, 11 or 12. My solution fixes my sleep schedule because if I sleep 5 to 6 hours, I'm fine. If I sleep 7 or 8 hours, then I become more sleepy. So I found that 5 to 6 hours, mostly 5 hours, is perfect for me.
That's your
So, like,
optimal sleeping time.
I would be a little bit tired, but if I get over that part, then it's fine. Like, it's a bit hard to wake up, but then I'll stay awake till the rest of the day, and it's fine. No need for naps. So what you do is, you sleep at like 11, 12. Then you wake up for suhoor at like 5. You do suhoor, then you stay awake till the rest of the day. Then you again sleep at 11, 10, 11, 12, whatever suits you. And you cannot take naps because naps ruin your sleep schedule.
How do you resist the need to take a nap?
You can study, you can go take a walk. So when I was in Egypt, because my classes were at 2 a.m. and I had 2 to 4, then 5 to 7. So my dad told me to like from 4 to 5. So I would go take one big lap around the house and then take a cold shower. So what that does is it boosts your adrenaline and it wakes you up. Like your
Cold
blood
shower.
cycle and walking. And it like your blood cycle, like your blood recycles and there's more oxygen in your brain, so you wake up more. So you become awake. So I suggest you do that. Whenever you're like asleep, go for a walk or like do something that boosts your adrenaline and increases the oxygen in your brain. Maybe like there are breathing techniques that wake you up. So for breathing, if you want to calm down, you take deep breaths in, deep breaths out. If you want to wake up, you do deep breath in, fast breath out. Yeah.
Have you tried it yourself?
Yeah.
And
I
it
do
worked?
it. The breaths thing, I do it to calm down and I do it to wake up. And I think I do it sometimes to go to sleep. It like tires you out and yeah. So just either take a walk or do some breathing techniques. Wash your face with cold water. Make wudu, like pray a rak'ah or something. That's fine. Like
Do something physical.
Yeah, do something that gives more oxygen because when you are sleepy, means you need oxygen and energy, and your brain is like going into sleep mode, so less
Oh yes. that's
energy,
true.
less oxygen to your brain, more energy to your other organs. So yeah, you wake up at 5 for suhoor and then you stay awake till the next time you sleep, and no naps at all. You do whatever you do to not sleep. The only downside is I did not figure out when to study when I come back at home. That's my only downside. However, because my schedule, I have like 2 and 3 hour gaps. Like it's either my class is super early and then I have 3 hour gap or 2 hour gap, or my class starts at 11. So I'm starting to motivate myself or like I'm working on myself to do my work in these gaps. So when I come home, I don't need to do anything.
I see.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Fixing your sleeping schedule is automatically gonna fix your main schedule. Remember when we were talking about having a schedule? So if you haven't listened to The Power of Pause, head back to
my
the
God,
episode number
plugins.
3. Yeah. So anyways, we're talking about having a schedule and all that. But the I think the problem to get there is to fix your sleep. Sleep is literally your source of replenishment. And if your sleep is right, then the remaining schedule is going to be right as well. What do you think, Haja?
It's actually really interesting. Maryam's way of her schedule is different than mine. For me, I basically wake up for suhoor. Okay, actually right before suhoor for tahajjud prayer and everything. And then after like an hour before, and then suhoor time. And then after suhoor, I have like 2 hours before I start getting ready. Because like usually, almost every day I have like 8 a.m. classes. So the hour I use it mostly to like read. And then I have 8 a.m. classes and then it finishes at 1. So I have from 1 p.m. till 4, 5 p.m. where I can study. And then from 5, I go home, I take a nap, 2-hour nap until Maghrib. And then I wake up. And then Maghrib time, iftar. And then after iftar, it's usually Isha and Taraweeh prayer. And then after Taraweeh, I go to sleep.
My naps don't work because when I like want to take like a short hour nap, it doesn't work that way. And I end up taking like a 5-hour, 4-hour nap, and that ruins everything and ruins my sleep schedule. So I decided no naps for me. Unless it's like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 1 hour.
So what works for you is no nap. What works for you, Hajar, is with
one
naps.
nap, yeah.
One nap for how long?
After Asr prayer, and it's like my maximum is like 45 minutes.
45 minutes.
Yeah.
I actually want to get into your head and understand how can you have a nap of less than an hour. So for me, if I sleep less than an hour, like it's not worth it. I'm not actually... Because it takes time to sleep, first of all.
Yeah,
It's like up to 20, 30 minutes to sleep. And by the time you get into your sleep, that's when your alarm rings off.
You just have to make sure you don't go into the REM mode. Because if you enter the REM mode, you're gonna go to sleep like all the way.
What's REM mode?
I don't know what it stands for, but like it's like a phase where your brain
Dies?
It's like it's like a phase where your brain like fully goes sleep mode.
I see.
So if you enter that phase, you're done for it. So my maximum is like 45.
So your goal is to sleep without entering that mode.
Yeah.
But do you actually rest then?
It actually does help a lot for me. Because like usually after like a long uni day from 7 a.m. until 5 p.m., like I usually have headaches. So it actually helps a lot with headaches.
It reduces them.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so a thing my dad told me was a guy he knew in uni, he used to like stay awake. That's like the opposite of what we're talking about. But like he used to stay awake and not sleep for like maybe weeks. And how he do that was by taking 10-minute naps every hour. And then he started doing it to the point where like when he programs his brain to sleep, he sleeps. He like takes... It's a 10-minute nap, but then it's, you know, it's the equivalent of a full, I don't know,
8 hour
hours.
cycle?
Not 8 hours, but like his brain programmed, it's like got programmed to do whatever it's doing in 10 minutes efficiently because it's waking up in 10 minutes.
But that's
powerful mind.
very disruptive of your daily schedule and flows.
No, like when you have like
sustain
deadlines and you're
Is
like...
he an architecture student?
No, I don't know. But then, like, if you have like deadlines and stuff you have to do and you can't sleep, yeah, that's what he used to do, and it would be so efficient. And he was like, "You should try that." I was like, "I can't try that." So he's like, "Okay, then maybe between classes you can do a relaxation thing where you like sometimes because of all the thinking, like when I go from math to like." Electronics or something, my brain's like, this is too much
much to
info.
process.
Yeah, too much retaining.
Actually, if I'm not mistaken, it's Leonardo da Vinci. He used to do that.
Do what?
10-minute naps?
No, 15-minute snaps every 2 or 3 hours. I gotta make sure of the information, but something along those lines. And apparently it works for some people, but it doesn't work for everyone.
I think you
Yeah, it
have to
doesn't
work
work.
on it. Like it comes by time because you're reprogramming your brain to do whatever it's doing in like 8 hours, 5 hours, just 10 minutes.
But then does it actually help long
It's not
term?
healthy. It's not healthy, but
Yeah.
it's efficient. See, you're giving something away and you're taking something. Life is give and take, you know?
I think 2 years is not gonna affect long
No,
term,
it's not.
is it?
2 years. is
2
not
years,
2
you know?
Dude, if you do it for like maximum, I think maximum is like 1 week. That's enough. I don't.
1 week?
What are you doing for like a couple of months? Why do you not sleep for like a lot? That's sad.
That's sad for architecture and engineering.
We're gonna like.
More architecture. No offense to anyone who's in
How about we
architecture.
stop bullying architecture students and focus on the topic?
We're not bullying. Feel bad for them.
My problem with that is, remember when Hajar was talking about the RAM mode?
Yeah.
Whatever that is. So if you take 15-minute snaps, you're never going to get to the level where your brain actually rests or your body takes rest. Because like you're always at the beginning of the cycle. So like, I don't know if you remember.
No, your cycle becomes faster.
What do you mean faster? Like it can't be contracted.
Like the time you take to relax and your body to like completely shut down, it becomes faster. It's easier. Why do we take 30 minutes to like go into deep sleep? Because we're always on our screens. Our brain is like always running. So it needs time to like I don't know what it does, but like de-stop. It's not even a word. Anyways, like to stop
to
everything.
detoxify from
No, to shut
whatever-
down. Because there's a
wind
lot
down.
of
That's
things.
the word. Wind down.
Yeah, that one. Anyways. Yeah, so it needs time to like stop. So that's why it takes like 30 minutes to an hour for the brain to fully relax and you go into deep sleep. But like if your brain is trained, because you can train your brain to do anything basically, just needs repetition. You know the 21 days like it takes to gain a habit or to stop a habit. You need 21 days.
Yeah.
So that's why your brain's you're actually training your brain to do something, and then after the 20, I never tried it. Like I'm not consistent in doing anything. However, like I heard it works, but like yeah, it's basically you're training
It
your
does
brain.
work for
It
certain
does work,
habits. It
yeah.
does work.
I
But
wanna
then,
try.
so if I summarize correctly, what you said is you have this cycle in which you wake up at 5, sleep at 11, 12.
Yeah,
No
10,
naps
11,
in
12.
between. It's gonna be hard at first, and you keep doing that for 20 days, just for your body to get 21 days. The max I've ever done is 2 days. Thing is, so I've tried a different
I
technique.
tried 2 days, 3 days. It was perfect.
Oh really?
Yeah,
I'd,
it was so.
I'd extend it to 3
those
days next
3
time.
days were so nice.
The thing is, I've tried a different technique. So this technique is this: you don't sleep at all for a whole night, which makes you really, really tired, and then you fight the need to sleep.
Yeah, that's how most people do it.
You fight the need to sleep for the next day, and then at night you're gonna sleep like a
Yeah, and
crazy.
then that's how you.
Bro, you're gonna sleep 12 hours.
Actually, no.
How does that work?
Then comes the other part of this, the discipline. So you sleep at 10:30, 11, and then you wake up for Fajr. You don't sleep again until 11, and then now you start what Maryam said. But like the first day is like a sort of detoxification, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
In which you make your body really tired, you extenuate your body.
So it has nothing to do but to sleep.
Exactly. Like you give it no choice, and then you start what Maryam said.
Yes, it's
so
how
that,
most
that,
people,
God.
that
it's how
did
most
work for
people
me.
fix their schedules.
That did work for me, and I did that for like a few weeks, and then I went back to my old bad sleeping schedule. But it does work. I can testify to that.
Interesting. As long as you don't hit the snooze button. Because that's a problem by itself.
Yes, I think I should invest in like these annoying non-snoozing alarms. Yeah, the old ones, the like bell ones, where you have to like hit it so like hard so it shuts up. I want one.
One of my friends actually, she downloaded this app on her phone where it's basically for her to hit the snooze button, she actually has to solve math questions.
Oh, I tried that
So I
once,
was
and then
like,
I deleted the app.
Yo,
Bro, what?
that's torture.
At some point, she started mentally doing them. And then she hit the snooze button.
Wow.
How to train a genius. That also like sleep.
That was actually really smart. But like, it
That
didn't work
is,
for
but then
her.
you get used to it, and it doesn't have any effect on you anymore.
That's when you start another solution. You keep doing solutions until you mentally think, I'm not going to hit the snooze button.
Yeah, but then you can't spend all your time finding solutions for a problem that can be solved otherwise.
There's
How are
no
you gonna do
solution.
that?
Like there's no like consistent solution. I think.
I think
think
the
there
only
is-
solution is
It's
discipline
just-
yourself.
Yeah, that's yeah.
That's harder to do than to say. It's very easy to say that.
Exactly.
But then in practice, we've all seen how hard it is.
Yes.
So I think there is no one rule for all, but these are a few techniques if you want to fix your sleeping schedule. There you go.
Exactly.
Oh, now it's time to answer the question. So the other day we posted questions on our Instagram page, and like anything you wanted to know about us, we're gonna read a few and let's answer them. First question. So someone says, "How are you really doing?"
Alhamdulillah. With like a high pitch, insert a high pitched tone. It's fine.
How about you, Haja?
Of course. Of course. I'm not doing the best, honestly. But like, alhamdulillah.
Yeah, always alhamdulillah.
Yeah, always.
Now, Alhamdulillah has become like a sort of cover.
Okay, yeah, someone
It's
said
like,
something
I'm
wrong
fine.
yesterday.
Yeah, I mean,
When
I
saying
appreciate
Inshallah
when
khair.
someone says Alhamdulillah at the end, but then explain to me what's going on with you, because when I see your face, you're clearly not Alhamdulillah, you know.
Yes, I was told that yesterday. That like when saying Inshallah khair, like hopefully all is good. It's good to say it, but like at some point I'm using it to like
Mask your
yes and hide
inner
everything
feelings.
and bottle up everything. So yeah, Inshallah khair is nice and alhamdulillah. So there's been like I had like a lot of drama. Turns out I just needed to communicate well. It went nice. Like it was my first trial today after my good communication. It was really nice. I don't know if it will stay consistent. Hopefully it will, because if it doesn't, then it's going to be so much harder for me to continue this semester. But yeah, it's been like nice.
Good
Inshallah
luck with
khair.
that.
Inshallah khair.
Inshallah.
There you go. Second question: what's your favorite childhood memory? Want to start, Haja?
Childhood memory.
Yeah,
Ooh,
think carefully and.
I'm gonna need to think about that.
I have one.
Oh, sure.
You
go
already
ahead.
have one?
Yes.
She's
Okay.
ready.
So
Story time.
yes, when we were in Egypt, I'm the oldest kid in like both families, so I'm always like the first one to do anything. Anyways, so when I was in second and third grades, my mom had like a nursery, and my siblings also went there because that was their age.
Okay.
So I was the only one who went to school, and then my dad would be like at work. So and we weren't in like a bus because there was no one at home. The bus would drop me off at our house, and then my grandpa, I would stay with the security guard till my grandpa picked me up, and then we would go to my grandma's and grandpa, and then the ride to my grandma's and grandpa, we would like talk about imaginary stories where like I'm the princess or I'm like the cool principal and my grandpa's like the helper, and you know, and yeah, so like talking and using my imagination and like making up stories with my grandpa, going back to my grandma's house is really nice. And then we would stop and drink sugarcane, and we would stop at the road and then cross the road and then drink the sugarcane, and it would be like in a huge glass cup from the guy himself, and it would be like £1, so like it's like the coin, and then the counter itself would be metal. Right now, when I'm like telling you the story, I'm hearing the coin like hit
the counter.
Yeah, the counter, and it would be so nice. And we would see who finishes fast, and then I wouldn't finish because I'm like 7, 8. So then the guy would put it in a plastic bag and wrap it and put the straw in it, just like I think very similar to how we drink here the Malay drinks. And then I would go back to my grandma's and grandpa till my parents picked me up. Actually, I don't remember what happens next. I don't really remember what happens after I go to my grandma's house. I remember I greet my grandma, but I don't remember what happens next and how I go back home to my parents. Weirdly, that's with all my childhood. Through my childhood timeline, I only remember snippets. I don't remember the whole thing. And I don't know why.
You know, so there's a saying, people don't remember who you are, they remember how you treated them. That just shows how good memories you have of your grandparents, I guess, and living next to them and all that. So, Allah يحفظك أحبابك.
Thank you. Inshallah.
You do actually remember how you feel at the moment. You don't actually remember the moment.
Yeah.
So, do you have something in mind?
Yeah, I just remembered.
Go ahead.
So my favorite childhood, I would say memories, more than one memory, because like they were mostly the ones when I was in Egypt. Because, fun fact, I lived away from my extended family. I live in Kuwait, and my extended family are in Egypt, obviously. So basically, we visit Egypt once a year, and sometimes never. So one of my favorite memories was actually when I used to go to my grandmother's house. Whenever there was a problem in the house, I was the one who usually fixes them, whether it was tech, whether it was like, you know, anything, like furniture-wise, anything. I used to be the one fixing them. I used to get motivated a lot, like whenever I go to her house, because my grandmother was the one who, like, you know, she was like my second mother. She was a fun person to be around. So I felt like she understood me. So I think that was one of like my childhood memories that I really like appreciate about her, because like she made my visit to Egypt like really worth it. Every time. So she used to motivate me a lot. She used to like pep talk me a lot. She used to lecture me a lot, which is something like I really appreciate every time I go there.
I like how your childhood memories are related to your grandparents.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's apparently what touches your heart.
Yes.
And I appreciate that. I admire that.
What about you?
The thing is, I've never thought of this question, so I actually don't have anything in mind.
Nothing popped in your brain when you read the question? First thing that popped. No need to think. Just say.
First thing, so I'm gonna say one thing that came up to my mind. Yeah. I remember when we traveled from Senegal to Morocco. My first time going to Morocco, anyways. Like the place was really beautiful, and we got to meet like friends of my dad. Like went to their house, and they had like really fun kids and all that. It looks like, you know, usual kid stuff, and then you play games and we got gifts and all that. That's the only thing that comes to my mind.
That's
you know?
so nice.
I know.
First time you
Yeah.
traveled.
Yeah, that was the very first time I traveled, actually. So it does stay in your mind, you know. So I think we've spent a lot on this question. Thanks a lot. Next question. What are your goals from opening this page? So if I would answer this question, we saw that there weren't any sort of platform for students to express themselves on the open, especially here in UTM. And so we wanted to provide that space where students could relate, feel like themselves, and feel like there's someone else who's going through the same struggles in a way. And yeah, there you go. I mean, we just want to be your friend through that page, let's say, or through this podcast. And hopefully we can achieve that, you know, with your support.
Keeping it real.
Keeping it real.
That's
yeah,
so
obviously.
nice.
Last question.
Uh-huh.
Will you welcome a new team member for further assistance? Like if they have good skill at maintaining the podcast flow dialogue excellent.
Are we?
To be very honest.
I like our setup right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I
I'm
think
content.
I think we're doing decent so far.
We don't know what happens, what will happen when we fight. We don't know.
Are you
Then we
actually?
sue, and then we sue each other.
What?
I feel like she's
Drama,
got something
you
in
know?
her mind.
No,
I
it's
know, right?
drama.
Do you have a grudge against any
Yes,
of us?
I hate everyone. This is right now. It's my villain origin story. It's how I'm going to what they're going to make a movie when I become a villain. You know, and no one believes me. Yeah, you'll see.
You're gonna use this podcast as a reason?
No, people will take this as evidence of how I became a super villain.
Okay.
Anyways, stay away from Maryam. Stay away from Maryam. Honestly, I think our setup is decent, as you said. And we're doing pretty good at maintaining the flow of the dialogue.
Yeah,
However, we might be considering it in the future. Who knows?
maybe like tech stuff. You know.
Maybe later we're going to need someone to write the scripts for us. Because now we're doing it ourselves. But
Yeah.
There was a podcast I was listening to, a comedian, and he's like, this episode was written by blah blah and blah blah. And I'm like, how is it written? And then, maybe a script is not necessarily word by word, right? It's just topics.
Like
no, a
exactly
script.
what are you gonna
so,
say?
to make it simple, I mean, for those who don't know, a script is just the headlines or like the bullet points of the things you're going to be talking about throughout the podcast.
I always thought the script was like a drama script, you know?
No, you don't have
like
to
a
make
play
it
script,
you don't
word
have to
by
make it
word,
that detailed.
and stage directions and stuff.
But at least stay in the direction,
Yeah.
you know, so that you don't go off topic.
Oh, okay.
That's the whole point of having a script.
Yeah, maybe we need help with that.
So yeah, for whoever is asking the question, we might consider it in the future, but stay tuned.
Inshallah.
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 Next, so as we moved over, we spoke about spending Ramadan away from the family. We spoke about fixing the sleeping schedule. There's another problem that people face, especially during Ramadan. I think it's mostly during Ramadan, but it's a problem, which is the eating habits.
That's not only in Ramadan.
Yeah, it's not only in Ramadan.
It's all day, every day.
Especially in
300
But in
65
Ramadan, it
days in a
becomes
week.
more obvious. But there you go.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of people, when they don't know how to eat properly, if I may say it this way.
I feel attacked.
Usually fill their tummies after iftar.
Yeah,
feel attacked.
there is one thing
Why are you
up
attacking
until
me?
now I don't understand, or now I do understand, but you know it's kind of ironic when you think of it because a lot of people gain weight during Ramadan, which is kind of I did
Everyone
gain
in
weight
Egypt
last
gains
Ramadan.
weight during Ramadan.
How?
Yeah,
Let
so
me
let me
tell
tell
you.
you. There you go. Tell her.
Let me tell you something.
So, Adhan goes, you hear the Adhan, you eat. You eat.
Until Isha?
No, till you sleep, till you get a food coma. And then, do you do that also during suhoor? You keep doing that for 30 days straight. And then you get surprised by like 10 kgs you've gained in 1 month.
How? What the?
Look, there's a simple balance. So there's a very simple equation.
Healthy person speaking now.
Thank you. I appreciate
Expert.
that. So basically, more calories and more energy spent equals maintaining your weight. If you take more calories than you need and you spend less, you're going to take weight. If you take less calories than you need and you spend more, you're going to lose weight. It's a very simple equation.
Dude, that's so nice.
It's a very simple equation. So whenever you have that in mind, just analyze your day. Because some people, as you said, tend to bunch eat,
Yes.
let's say after iftar,
Yes.
up until suhoor, like throughout the night.
Yes.
And during the day, they don't do any physical activity. Because you could counter that surplus of calories by spending more energy throughout the day. But if you're not that active physically, then don't be surprised if at the end of the Ramadan, you
UTM
gain
doesn't
weight.
let us.
Yeah, exactly. I was
Thank
just
God
about
for
to
UTM.
say,
UTM is like so nice. They don't let us sit down.
from moving to library to P19,
From
that's enough.
P19 to P16.
P16, please.
P16.
I don't have any lectures. at
Someday, you know,
P16. Thank God.
karma's not nice.
You don't have any lectures yet.
Yet.
Yes. I have 2. You know, one day I have it in the morning at 8 a.m. for like 2 hours, 8 a.m. And then 2 hours, 2 to 4.
Same day?
Yeah, same day, P16. And then one in between in P19.
What the?
I feel like a pendulum.
So in short, that's how you fix your eating habits in Ramadan. And you could apply that outside as well. But I think we can have a separate episode for when it comes to eating habits because I think a lot of university students struggle with that. So it would be good to give them some good insight.
So summarized, you don't eat too much in iftar. No, don't eat too much.
Eat balanced and
Yeah.
eat healthy.
Balance.
Most importantly.
You
Balanced
eat.
and
You
healthy.
you move. Okay. You eat. You don't move. Not okay. You don't eat. You move. You lose weight.
That's a very simplified way. Thanks.
So since we're in like the last 10 days of Ramadan, do you have like any advice for like how to make the most out of it?
So remember this. There is a hadith of Aisha, the wife of the Prophet ﷺ, where she said that the Prophet ﷺ used to do much more in Ramadan than he used to do outside of Ramadan, and he used to do much more in the last 10 days than he used to do in Ramadan as an entirety. There isn't much remaining, only 10 days. And there is another hadith where the Prophet ﷺ said that whoever spends Laylatul Qadr, which is the night of destiny, with full faith and wanting the reward of Allah, is going to have his sins forgiven. So that's number 2. Number 3, there is one thing that the Prophet ﷺ taught Aisha again to say during the last 10 nights, which is, Allahumma innaka afoon tuhibbul afwa fa'fu. Never forget to say that. Never forget to say that during the last 10 nights. These 10 nights are very important because they're kind of the ending of how you spent Ramadan. So if you haven't spent Ramadan the way you wanted it to be, or if you haven't made the most out of it, now is your time, and your time is very limited.
You still have a chance.
Yeah, you still have a chance.
I still have a chance.
Yes.
It's still not over, so
Yes.
make sure to...
Make the most out of it, basically.
There you go. All right, that concludes our episode for today. I hope you liked it, and it was full of information and somewhat fun, I'd say. Don't forget to follow the Castronics on all the platforms, obviously, on Instagram, on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, and SoundCloud. And we'll see you on the next one. Assalamu alaikum.
Bye.
Bye.